No, it's just for the. Very excited.
All right, good morning, everyone.
Morning, Your Honor. Neil Poston for the state.
Morning, Mr. Poston. At the jail, do we have an attorney?
And Your Honor, this is Court Interpreter Pedro Davis. The interpreter has a 10 o'clock mental health hearing assigned at 10 o'clock as well. And we have one Spanish speaker, Manuel Iniguez Gonzalez.
Yes, I think we'll get
Okay.
him after we do the first juvenile defendant.
Appreciate that. Thank you.
Sorry, at the jail, I didn't hear. Is the attorney on their way?
She went to go grab him, Your Honor.
Thank you. Good morning.
Good morning.
Sir, can I get your full name, please?
Israel Salazar.
You have Micah Lee Hanlon as your middle names?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, thank you, Mr. Salazar. Sir, this is a time set for your initial appearance. I'm seeing you today on a felony charge of murder in the first degree. The alleged offense date is from July 5th of 2025. So you have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you. You have the right to hire your own attorney. I'm going to appoint the Pima County Public Defender's Office to represent you, and you have an attorney seated next to you for purpose of today. I'll be setting some release conditions for you, Mr. Salazar. I have reviewed the pretrial services report. There is no interim complaint. This was a justice court warrant. The warrant amount was $1 million. The state's written recommendation is also that $1 million. I did receive a packet which included from the county attorney's office the juvenile profile report, which included a prior juvenile referral from 2023. All right, Mr. Poston, would the state like to be heard further?
Your Honor, the $1 million is the state's recommendation, and is the court wanting the state to address the factors of Rule 7.7 for where this individual will be housed?
Yes, please.
Your Honor, the best interests of the other juveniles in 7.7B1 is that this individual who is accused of a very vicious crime be housed in the adult detention facility so that he is not around other persons, younger juveniles that may be at risk by his presence, somebody charged with such a crime. The individual's age, Your Honor, I believe this person is just turned 16. Again, Your Honor, I think the state believes that this factor is outweighed by the gravity of his charge, physical and mental maturity. Your Honor, the state still believes that any mitigation on B3 is outweighed by the circumstances of the alleged offense, which is B5. There is no information at the state's disposal regarding B4, mental state, juvenile presenting imminent risk of self-harm. As far as history of prior delinquent acts, Your Honor, the record speaks for itself. B7, the ability of the facilities to meet the specific needs. Your Honor, it's my understanding that they have GED and/or high school programs within the jail. the safety of other detained juveniles would be put at risk by putting an accused murderer in their presence. The jail absolutely shields juvenile detainees from adult detainees. They are never housed or ever in each other's presence, so that risk is mitigated. And Your Honor, overall, this person is a absolute risk to young, teenage, underage detainees, and it would be a disservice to risk their presence with somebody accused of murder.
All right,
Thank you.
Mr. Poston. All right, counsel?
Thank you, Your Honor. Your Honor, we are asking for a lower bond for Mr. Salazar. As the court notes, he is a juvenile in this case. I don't believe he can afford $1 million. He can't afford $50,000. But we are asking for a lower amount. As far as the 7.7, Your Honor, with regards to the best interest, Israel is in the process of starting school at the juvenile. He did sign some paperwork at the juvenile. Of these charges, I don't have all the details with regards to the charges as they are pending. We believe that it is in his best interest. He does have the one, as the court noted, the one prior referral from 2023. I don't believe that there was, according to the pretrial services report, that there was any new violent activity in this case. Pretrial report shows that he had no prior felonies. He did start the online school for 10th grade. I think he would be best served by being able to do this in the juvenile facility. With regards to the age, Israel was 15 at the time of the offense, which occurred back in July. He did just recently turn 18. With regards to his mental state, he was having a difficult time. He knows that his family is undergoing some difficulties because of the situation that he's in. He did talk to his grandmother, and it caused a lot of issues for him because of how they're reacting as well to what's going on. He's feeling terrible about this. His mom is a single mom. He has a younger autistic brother that she's dealing with. So he's going through a lot of issues because of what's going on with this case. So given those factors, Your Honor, I think it is in the best interest for him to be placed at the juvenile detention facility.
All right, thank you. And for the record.
Your Honor?
Yes, go ahead.
I would say all of those hardships are entirely the result of the defendant's alleged actions. So honestly, all those hardships should not be seen as mitigation.
All right, thank you, Mr. Poston. And just for the record, I believe Mr. Salazar's mother is present on the line in support. All right, the court does believe a bond is appropriate given the information I have today. Court will impose a bond of $1 million. It will be cash or secured, released to pretrial services if that bond is posted. Sir, if you post that bond or if you're released, absolutely no drugs, no alcohol, no weapons, no contact with any alleged next of kin. Not try to go find them, try to contact them, whether in custody or out of custody. The preliminary hearing date will be September 29th at 1:30 p.m. Please keep in contact with your attorney as that date may or may not go forward. If you fail to appear for court, a warrant can issue for your arrest. In regards to the housing situation, the court has considered the factors under ARS 8305D.
Your Honor, may I add one thing to the argument there?
Yes, go ahead.
I know that before the case had been that a lot of these cases would be brought to the adult detention facility. I know right now the trend, because of studies, is showing that the young individuals, young persons in this situation are better served in a juvenile detention facility. Thank you.
Your Honor, it does a disservice to all of the children in the juvenile center to put an accused murderer with them.
Does either council have information regarding, I know sometimes at least the adult jail, there's keep separates and things depending on nature of charges. If there's some sort of a keep separate at the juvenile detention center regarding charges.
Absolutely, Your Honor, and it is strictly enforced to my knowledge.
So given that, Your Honor, if they have a place to keep him separate, then he should be in a place, he's still very young. He just turned 16. He's still very vulnerable himself. If they have a facility within the juvenile detention facility where they can keep him separate from the others, if that's a concern, then that's where he should be, Your Honor.
That's, forgive me, Your Honor, what I was speaking to is the adult correctional facility. They absolutely have a policy to keep juveniles separate from adults. The state was not speaking to any policies within the juvenile facility. Forgive me for any confusion.
Thank you, Mr. Poston. Yes, I'm familiar with the keep separate in the adult jail. I was wondering if the juvenile detention facility had any sort of keep separate policy. Ms. Leonie Enriquez, are you familiar?
I do not know that. I'm just checking with the COs here if they're
Okay.
aware. Okay, they're not aware either.
Not aware. Just ask the officer here in the courtroom, Officer Martinez, are you familiar? He does not know. Okay. Okay.
But Your Honor, I would imagine that even within the detention facility at the juvenile court, I'm sorry, at the juvenile detention facility, they would necessarily have to have some kind of separation for these type of cases, especially given the fact that the court has the ability to place anyone even under the 501 in that facility.
Just give me one moment.
Judge, that's an assumption the state can't comment on because there's nothing either way.
All right. At this time, considering the factors of ARS 8305D, the court believe that housing Mr. Salazar at the juvenile detention facility is in the best interest at this time. That may be subject to change in the future. The court has limited information regarding some of these factors. Mr. Salazar's age, he just turned 16, the physical and mental maturity as explained by counsel, and mental state. Other than the alleged offense itself, the court has no information regarding any imminent risk to other juveniles at the juvenile detention facility. The nature and circumstance of the alleged offense, of course, it's a very serious first-degree murder charge. However, I do not have the information regarding the underlying facts of the case. There is prior history of delinquent acts there from 2023. I believe the information shows he was placed on probation. No other incarceration or anything after that. Based on information from both counsel, the juvenile detention facility does have programs as well. So based on the information today, the court is going to order that Mr. Salazar be transported back to the juvenile detention facility subject to orders of the court. The defendant shall be physically transported to Pima County Superior Court for future court dates absent further order of the court regarding any virtual appearances. All right, and so your next court date is September 29th. So today, Mr. Salazar, thank you.
Thank you.
Doesn't say. Oh.
Is it okay if I stay here or?
Yes.
Good morning, sir. Can I get your full name, please?
Rodriguez.
Mr. Davis, this is our Spanish speaker.
¿Es usted Manuel Íñiguez?
Sí.
Yes, I am Manuel Íñiguez.
All right, thank you, sir. This is a time set for initial appearance.
Gracias, señor. Esta audiencia está programada para su comparecencia inicial.
I'm seeing you today for some failures to appear at a Pima County Justice Court.
Lo veo esta mañana por orden de detención por falta de comparecencia en el Juzgado Superior del Condado Pima.
You have a disorderly conduct and criminal trespass assault from 2021.
También tiene una acusación de agresión con agravantes y agresión con resultados penales del año de 2021.
There's also an assault from June of this year.
También otro caso de agresión de junio de este año.
I'm also seeing you for failure to appear.
Y también lo veo esta mañana por falta de comparecencia en el Juzgado Municipal de Tucson.
The charges for being in parks after hours.
Acusaciones por estar en parques municipales después de las horas hábiles.
The alleged offense date is August of this year.
Dice que ocurrió en agosto de este año.
You have a new charge for criminal trespass also from Tucson City Court.
Y también tiene una acusación nueva del Juzgado Municipal de Tucson por ingreso ilícito a propiedad ajena.
And sir, you are pending a case in Pima County Superior Court for a felony matter.
También tiene un caso pendiente en el Juzgado Superior del Condado Pima por un asunto de acusación de delito grave.
I'm not seeing you on that today. You'll be seeing a separate Superior Court judge on that later.
Pero no lo veré esta mañana para ese asunto, ya después verá a un juez del Juzgado Superior después.
So you have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you.
Tiene usted derecho de guardar silencio, cualquier cosa que diga podrá y será usada en contra suya.
You have the right to hire your own attorney.
Tiene derecho a contratar su propio licenciado.
In certain instances, if you cannot afford one may be appointed for you.
En ciertas circunstancias, si no tiene manera de contratar su propio abogado, se le podrá asignar un abogado de oficio.
On your justice court cases, sir, you're previously appointed, so I will reappoint Caitlin Waters.
En el Juzgado de Paz del Condado Superior del Condado Pima, ya le han asignado un abogado de oficio. Afirmo la designación del abogado de oficio Caitlin Waters para que se encargue de su defensa en ese caso.
The warrants in the justice court case had bond amounts.
Y las órdenes de detención del Juzgado de Paz tenían fianzas establecidas.
And also one of them is quite old from 2021.
Una es bastante antigua, del año 2021.
They'll oppose a bond of $1,500 on the justice court cases. They will be concurrent.
Entonces, por las causas del Juzgado de Paz, le pondré una fianza de $1,500 en efectivo garantizado. Serán aplicadas a los dos casos simultáneamente.
Bond is cash or secured.
Como le digo, es por dinero en efectivo o garantizado por propiedad.
No contact with any alleged victims.
Se le debe contacto o comunicación con las víctimas que se alegan.
You'll see a judge tomorrow in justice court, September 18th at 1 p.m.
Mañana, septiembre 18 a la 1 de la tarde, verá a un juez en el Juzgado de Paz del Condado Pima.
And your attorney, Ms. Waters, will be there.
Estará presente la licenciada la señorita Waters.
Regarding your Tucson City Court case, sir, I'll appoint you the Tucson City Public Defender's Office.
Ahora, para los casos que tiene pendiente en el Juzgado Municipal, voy a asignarle a un abogado del Juzgado Municipal para que se encargue de defenderle en esos casos.
Impose a bond of $250, cash or secured.
En esos casos le pongo fianza de $250, ya sea en efectivo o garantizado por propiedad.
If you do post that bond or if you're released, no contact with any alleged victims, do not return to any incident location.
Si logra depositar la fianza o es liberado, se le provee contacto o comunicación con las víctimas que se alega o de regresar al sitio del incidente.
Your next court date, Mr. Iniguez Gonzalez, is next Friday, September 26th at 1:45 p.m.
La próxima audiencia en esa causa, señor Íñiguez, será el día 26 de septiembre, el próximo viernes a la 1:45 de la tarde.
As you can see, when you fail to appear for court, sir, warrants can issue for your arrest.
Ahora, como bien puede ver, cuando no se presenta cuando debe hacerlo, pues, se puede ordenar su detención como se hizo aquí.
Trial can go in your absence.
Los juicios pueden proceder en su ausencia.
If you're convicted at a trial in your absence, but not able to be sentenced within 90 days,
Si se le pronuncia culpable y no se le puede dar la sentencia por ser prófugo dentro de 90 días,
you may lose your right to a direct appeal.
bien podrá perder el derecho de apelar el fallo de culpable.
So it's in your best interest, sir, to show up to court to make sure you get all of these charges taken care of.
Así es que de hecho le conviene a usted presentarse cuando debe hacerlo para resolver estos casos que tiene pendiente.
You understand the consequence of failing to show to court, sir?
Yes, ma'am.
Entiende las consecuencias, señor, de no presentarse.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, thank you. Your excuse for today, I'll enter not guilty, please, on your behalf.
Vamos a revisar declaraciones no culpables. And Your Honor, it's evident that he speaks enough English. We can check later on if he needs an interpreter.
Okay, all
Thank you.
right, thank you.
And the
Thank you.
interpreter is now?
Yes.
Thank you.
Hi, good morning, ma'am. Can I get your full name, please?
Irby.
All right, thank you, Ms. Irby. This is the time set for your initial appearance. I'm seeing you today out of Tucson City Court for some new misdemeanor charges. They for assault and disorderly conduct. All right, ma'am, you have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you. You have the right to hire your own attorney. In certain instances, if you cannot afford one may be appointed for you. All right, looks like you have a hold currently on a felony matter, which means you have a bond on a separate case. I am going to appoint you an attorney, the Tucson City Public Defender's Office. And looks like there was. All right, so I'm not going to impose a bond on this matter, ma'am, but I am going to appoint you an attorney. If you are released on your felony matter, then you'd be released on this one automatically. No contact with any alleged victims. Your next court date will be November 21st at 9 a.m. And they pushed that back, ma'am, because they want to see what's going on with your felony case first. That's why it's pushed back so far. So if your felony case is resolved or if you're released by then, it's up to you to make sure you show up to court. If you're still in custody because of the felony matter, then the jail will make sure you get seen that date. All right. If you fail to appear for court, a warrant can issue for your arrest. Trial can go without you. If you're convicted at a trial in your absence but not able to be sentenced within 90 days due to warrant status, you may lose your right to a direct appeal. Do you understand the consequences of failing to show to court, Ms. Irby? All right, thank you. I'm going to turn not guilty, please, on your behalf. Your excuse for today. Morning, sir. Can I get your full name, please?
Brady Michael Reinhardt. All left for Brady.
Thank you, Mr. Reinhardt. This is the time set for your initial appearance. I'm seeing you today, sir, for a review here. I'm sorry, not initial appearance. I'm seeing you on a review hearing. And this is the Sierra Vista case, so out of county. All right, looks like you are pending a sentencing locally. It's next week. Does that sound about right?
Yes, ma'am, on the 26th.
The 26th, okay. So this is just trailing until your matters are all done. So reset the review hearing. It's just to make sure that everything locally is all completed and then to make sure that the other county has picked you up on this matter. So we'll set the review hearing a month out to October 17th at 9 a.m. just to make sure everything's completed here and that you've hopefully been picked up by then.
Okay, and you said that was on what day?
October 17th, so a month out.
I just have a quick question. I had another review here 2 days ago. I thought that was for this.
So you have two out of county matters. There's this one, which is from Sierra Vista. Do you remember what date you were given for the other one?
For the next review hearing, I believe it was October 15th.
Okay, it needs to be October 15th, so you can be seen at the same time. But hopefully everything's resolved by then. Do you know, sir, if you are getting a probation available plea or a prison only plea regarding the sentencing next week?
Prison only.
That makes it a little bit easier. When you're placed on probation, these get a little confusing. So, okay. All right, I'll reset the review hearing to October 15th, so it's the same date.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Your Honor,
Yes.
we just want to let you know that Jose Noriega is actually at downtown court right now.
Oh,
So he's going to
okay.
be here for video.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.
No. We are on the teams. No, okay. Is that me that we get cameras that we own? And then the cameras, like, there's also cameras. Now it's not just me, it's like everyone has it. Ladies are on camera. Your ladies are on camera. All right, good morning, sir. Can I get your full name, please?
Joey Tapena Gonzalez.
Thank you, Mr. Gonzalez. This is a time set for initial appearance. I'm seeing you out of Pima County Justice Court for a new misdemeanor charge for disorderly conduct, domestic violence. Sir, you have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can be used against you. You have the right to hire your own attorney. In certain instances, if you cannot afford one may be appointed for you.
Okay.
So, sir, today I'm going to release you on your own promise to appear for your next court date. Conditions include do not commit any acts of domestic violence. You may have continued contact with Alex if you choose. All right, next court date will be September 29th at 10:30 a.m. at the Pima County Justice Court. When you get released from jail this morning, sir, you'll get a sheet of paper with all the information on there. Please make sure that you show up for that next court date. If you don't, a warrant can issue for your arrest. And if you can't make it for some reason, sir, there's a phone number that's going to be on there. So call them in advance to reschedule. You understand all that, Mr. Gonzalez?
Yes,
Thank you, sir. You're excused for today.
thank you.
Oh, yeah. All right, good morning, sir. Can I get your full name, please?
Johnny Howard Griffin.
Thank you, Mr. Griffin, this is the time set for initial appearance. I'm seeing you out of Marana City Court for some failures to appear, shoplifting. There's one from July of this year as well as a March of this year. Sir, you have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can be used against you. You have the right to hire your own attorney. I'm going to appoint Janet Altschuler to represent you. It looks like you had a couple from earlier this year from April, June, and August. I'm going to honor the bond amount that's on these warrants, which is $350, be $350, cash or secured. If you post that bond or if you're released, do not return to any incident location, the alleged businesses of the shopliftings. You'll see a judge this afternoon, sir. So September 17th at 12 p.m. You'll see a judge this afternoon, and Ms. Altschuler, your attorney, will be there so you get some more information of what's going on. All right, as you can see, when you fail to appear for court, warrants can issue for your arrest. You understand all that, Mr. Griffin?
No, I don't. Because I don't understand what charges there are. There's just only one charge, ma'am.
No, it's shoplifting, and there's different dates. So there's one from March of this year and one from July of this year. There's two separate cases. Okay.
Okay.
All right. Well, you'll have an attorney this afternoon. You'll see a judge later. All right. You're excused for today. Thank you.
I get paperwork.
Yeah.
See what we do. Urban.
All right. Good morning, sir. Can I get your full name, please?
Jeffrey Urban.
Middle name, Patrick?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, thank you, Mr. Irvin. This is a time set for your initial appearance. I'm seeing on three separate matters today. We have a failure to appear out of Pima County Justice Court for a driving under the influence DUI from 2017. Also have an out-of-county warrant. This one is for a criminal trespass from Nogales Municipal Court.
That was dismissed by Bishop's Court.
That's
And the other
fine.
one was the,
Showing as active, sir, doesn't show as dismissed. And then you have from Tucson City Court, some failures to appear for criminal trespass, multiple counts, from last year, different dates, and then you have new charges for criminal trespass resisting arrest. All right, you have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can be used against you. You have the right to hire your own attorney. In certain instances, if you cannot afford one may be appointed for you. So based on the failure to appear history, sir, I do believe that bonds are appropriate. I'm going to appoint you an attorney on your justice court case. It'll be Robin Ald. Impose a bond of $250. That was the DUI from 2017, cash or secured. If you are released on that case, sir, do not drive without a valid driver's license. You'll see a judge tomorrow, September 18th at 1 p.m. And Ms. Ald, your attorney, will be there. And then regarding the Nogales case, impose a bond of $250 on that one as well. That'll be cash or secured. Next court date is October 22nd at 9 a.m. If Nogales Municipal Court doesn't arrange to pick you up, then you'd be released ROR.
yes, ma'am. I've already paid the bond. The bond's already paid for all
Okay.
this.
Okay, so if it's already paid, then you'd be good. All right, on the Tucson City Court case, I'm going to appoint you an attorney, the Tucson City Public Defender's Office. And also hold you on a bond of that one for $250 as well. Also be cash or secured. If you do post that bond or if you're released on Tucson City, do not return to any incident locations. Next court date is next Friday, September 26th at 1:45 p.m. All right, so as you can see, when you fail to appear for court, warrants can issue for your arrest. Trial can go without you. If you're convicted at a trial in your absence but not able to be sentenced within 90 days due to warrant status, you may lose your right to a direct appeal. You understand the consequences of failing to show to court, Mr. O'Giffen? Mr. Urban, sorry. Yes,
I'm sorry?
you understand the consequences of failing to show to court?
Yes.
All right, thank you. I'll enter not guilty, please, on your behalf on the new Tucson charges. You're excused for today, sir.
Thank you.
Kennedy.
All right, good morning, sir. Can I get your full name, please?
David Alvin Kennedy.
Thank you, Mr. Kennedy. This is a time set for your initial appearance. I'm seeing you out of Pima County Justice Court for a new misdemeanor charge of criminal damage, domestic violence. So you have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can be used against you. You have the right to hire your own attorney. In certain instances, if you cannot afford one may be appointed for you. All right, so sir, if I release you today, is there somewhere you can stay that is not with Patricia?
I'd have to stay at a motel.
Okay.
But I have money to stay at a motel because I have a full-time job.
You do have money to stay at a motel?
Yeah.
All right, so I'm going to release you on your own promise to appear for your next court date. That's just a fancy way of saying you're getting out of jail today. You don't have to check in with anyone other than making sure you show up to court, of course. At this time, no contact with Miss Patricia. You must establish a separate residence. You may return, of course, one time with police escort to get your personal belongings before you go stay at the motel. Do not commit any acts of domestic violence. Your next court date is September 29th at 10:30 a.m. at the Pima County Justice Court. When you get released from jail this morning, you'll get a sheet of paper with all the information on there, as well as a phone number. You know, you said you were working. If you can't make that court date for some reason, call them in advance to reschedule that court date. All right, and Ms. Kennedy should get all the information as well. So if she is okay with contact, she's okay with you coming back home, she can file something or she can request that at the next hearing. Okay?
All right.
All right, you're excused for today. Thank you, Mr. Kennedy.
All right, thank you. Yeah.
Morning, sir. Can I get your full name, please?
I'm getting Robertson O'Dea.
Mr. Odea, this is the time set for your initial appearance. I'm seeing today for a couple different matters. Have new misdemeanor charges at a Pima County Justice Court for criminal trespass and disorderly conduct, as well as drug paraphernalia. And then you have failures to appear at a Tucson City Court. They are for assault, drug paraphernalia, trespass, multiple counts, trespass, drug paraphernalia, prescription drugs or paraphernalia. These are from 2024 and 2025. All right, so you have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can be used against you. You have the right to hire your own attorney. In certain instances, if you cannot afford one may be appointed for you. I'm going to start with the Tucson City Court case first. Those are all old charges, sir. Those are all failures to appear. Because of the number of failures to appear, I am going to hold you on a bond of $500. It'll be cash or secured. Appoint you an attorney in the Tucson City Public Defender's Office. If you do post that bond or for your release, no drugs, no alcohol, not return to any incident location, or consolidating another matter you have pending, looks like it's a 2022 case. All right, so that just means, sir, that you all have one court date for Tucson City. Next court date is going to be September 25th. That's next week at 1:45 p.m. All right, so you'll have an attorney next week and you'll see a judge next week on Tucson City. All right, on the Pima County Justice Court case, or that one is all new charges. That one I'm not going to impose a bond. I'm going to release you on your own promise to appear. Same conditions of release of no drugs, no alcohol, do not return to any incident locations, no contact with any alleged victims. That one, the next court date is September 29th at 8:30 a.m. If you're still in custody, sir, because of the Tucson City Court matters, then you'll be seen by video. Otherwise, it'll be up to you to make sure you show up to court. You understand all that, Mr. Odea?
Yeah, am I being held here though?
You're gonna be held on the Tucson City Court case, yes. You're gonna be in jail unless you post that $500 at least till next week when you'll see a judge next week.
Okay,
Thank you, sir. Your excuse for today. Oh, was it in there? Oh, can we call him back then? Is that a separate one? Wait, I didn't have that thing. I did pay the phone. It was in the back? Sir, sorry, at the jail, can we call Mr. Kennedy back? It's not on the free shelter, this is the courthouse one. All right, sorry, Mr. Kennedy, I missed something. So I'm also seeing you out of Tucson City Court. So we have a justice court case and a Tucson City Court case. This one is for criminal damage, domestic violence, alleged offense date is from February 15th of this year. Okay, so I'm also going to release you on this one on your own promise to appear again. You may return one time with police escort to obtain any personal belongings. No acts of domestic violence. Next court date for Tucson City is going to be October 21st at 1:30 p.m. All right, so you have two court dates there. So when you get released, you'll get two sheets of paper, one for Tucson City for the October date and one for Justice Court, which is the September date. If you do fail to appear for court, warrants can issue for your arrest. Trial can go without you. If you're convicted at a trial in your absence, but not able to be sentenced within 90 days due to warrant status, you may lose your right to a direct appeal. So it's your best interest, sir, to make sure you show up to court, get these taken care of. You understand all that, Mr. Kennedy?
Okay, understood.
So for today, I'm going to enter not guilty pleas on your behalf.
I owe that now.
All right, thank you, Mr. Kennedy.
All right, I guess.
All right, thank you for your patience, sir. Can I get your full name, please?
Morning, Honor. Jose Francisco Junior Reese.
Mr. Ruiz, this is the time set for your initial appearance. I'm seeing you for two separate matters today. We have from Pima County Justice Court, a driving under the influence DUI misdemeanor for September 2018. It looks like this is post adjudication, meaning you're already sentenced on that. And then we also have from Tucson City Court failures to appear for assault and disorderly conduct, domestic violence.
Hey, well, Your Honor, with that one, I didn't know I had my warrant, so I'm already with Low Frontera for counseling, and that was about it. I didn't know what else there was for the court for me to do.
Okay, all right, just give me one moment. Let me say all my
You're fine.
things and I'll ask you about that. All right, so you have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you. You have the right to hire. In certain instances, if you cannot afford one may be appointed for you. Okay, let's talk about the Tucson City Court case first. That's the domestic violence one.
Yeah, that's between me and my wife. That was just the dispute that we had, and we're together, we're living together, and I don't know if is there somewhere that she can squat on, like, do something on her end, so that way it was just like a fight between us?
Right, so it looks like, sir, you were ordered previously last year to have no contact with her and not go to her house. But if you guys are back together, then she needs to
Yep.
come to court and get that taken care of so that you're not in violation of any prior court order.
Okay, so she just has to contact the sheriff's office, or does she have to go like that next Thursday?
So you call the Victim Services Division, Victim Services, Tucson City for Victim Services, or the prosecutor's office, Tucson City Prosecutor's Office.
Okay.
Okay.
Because I didn't know I had a warrant. That was unexpected. I already went to my counseling. I was doing my counseling for it, and I'm just like, last night when we got pulled over, I was just like, I have a warrant for this. I didn't know that.
Okay. So you're working right now?
Yes, ma'am. I work at Labor Ready.
That's full time?
Yes.
And were you driving yesterday?
Yes, ma'am. I went down the street to put gas in my brother-in-law's vehicle in my wife's brother's vehicle. And then I didn't know I had my license suspended either. So it was just like, it was pretty much a wild night last night.
Be with you?
Yeah, she was with me.
Okay. All right, it's ordered dismissing the driving under the influence charge based on the standing motion to dismiss charges from the Tucson City Prosecutor's Office. So you're not going to have that to worry about, but you do have that domestic violence case you still have to worry about out of Tucson City. All right, so I'm going to release you on your own promise to appear for your next court date. So you're getting out of jail today. Do not commit any acts of domestic violence. I'm going to remove the no contact order right now.
Thank you.
But the case is still pending. All right, and she's
Okay, so she just has to call the victim's line or the prosecutor, right?
right in terms of whether she wants to continue prosecution or not. I mean, she can do that on her own, or she can come to court with you at the next court date. It'll be October 17th. Please make sure you show up that date unless you get some sort of notification saying that, you don't have to. But please show up that date. If you don't, as you can see, warrants can issue for your arrest.
Ma'am.
You're welcome. And regarding the justice court case, so this is the DUI. All right, you said you're doing classes right now?
Yes, I'm doing the classes for the domestic violence. I'm not doing the classes yet for the DUI because, and real quick, do I have a DUI or DWI?
Well, in Arizona, it's called DUI.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, driving under the influence. That's what we call it in Arizona.
Okay.
Okay, so that one, you're supposed to be doing, I don't know what all the probation terms are, but you're supposed to be either doing classes or paying fines or something to do that. That's post adjudication.
Okay.
All right. I'm going to release you on your own promise to appear on that one as well, based on the information you're telling me today regarding you have a job and things and you're quite stable. All right. Do not drive without a valid driver's license. And I don't know what all your terms of probation are, but get a hold of the I don't know if they have a probation department or what they have at Justice Court, but get a hold of them and ask them.
So I'm on probation right now?
It says it's post adjudication, meaning you were already sentenced on it.
I didn't even know that I was on probation.
Okay, so it might just be you have fines left over, or maybe you have to finish a class or something. I don't know. So
Okay.
it's quite old. It's from 2018.
Okay.
All right, but call the Justice Court. When you get out of jail today, you'll get 2 sheets of paper. One will be about the DUI, one will be about the domestic violence one. They'll have 2 separate court dates, 2 separate phone numbers. If you can't make the next court date, please call them to reschedule. For the Justice Court one, the next date is October 13th at 3 p.m. And that makes sense. It's called a review hearing. So it's trying to see what you're doing on that. Do not drive without a valid driver's license. Call them in advance if you can to figure out what else you need to do to finish up that probation.
Thank you, ma'am.
All right. Your excuse for today. Thank you. All right, good morning, ma'am. Can I get your full name, please?
Stacy Switzer.
Thank you, Ms. Schweitzer. This is the time set for your initial appearance. I'm seeing you out of Oro Valley City Court for a new misdemeanor charge. It's for assault domestic violence, which is a misdemeanor. And you have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you. You have the right to hire your own attorney. In certain instances, if you cannot afford one may be appointed for you. So in this case, ma'am, I am going to release you on your own promise to appear for your next court date. So you're just getting out of jail today. Conditions include do not commit any acts of domestic violence. You may have continued contact with Brandon if you choose. He may return to, I don't know if you have a shared residence, but you can return there if you choose. Your next court date is going to be October 29th at 10:30 a.m. I know it's a little bit ways out. So when you get out of jail today, you'll get a sheet of paper with all the information on there, date, time, address, phone number. If you can't make that date for some reason, please call them in advance to reschedule your court date. If you don't call to reschedule, you don't show up to court, a warrant can issue for your arrest. You understand all that, Ms. Schweitzer?
You said it was October 29th at what time?
10:30 a.m.
10:30.
Right,
All right, yeah.
You get a sheet of paper with the information when you get out of jail today. Okay.
Okay.
Excuse for today. Thank you. Morning, ma'am. Can I get your full name, please?
Axel Julissa Gwen.
All right, thank you, Ms. Gwen. This is the time set for initial appearance. I'm seeing you today on a petition to revoke probation out of Tucson City Court. All right, it's alleged that you were adjudicated guilty of interference with judicial proceedings, domestic violence, and criminal trespass, domestic violence, both class 1 misdemeanors. And you were sentenced back on August 27th of 25, that you were given written terms and conditions of probation, and they are alleging that on or about August 27th, 25, you failed to report to adult probation within 72 hours. They're also alleging that you failed to provide your current address to probation and your current whereabouts became unknown. All right, I'm going to enter denials on your behalf, ma'am.
Okay.
You do have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you. You have the right to hire your own attorney. In certain instances, if you cannot afford one may be appointed for you. Looks like I'm also seeing you on some new charges out of city court: criminal trespass in the 3rd degree and drug paraphernalia. Okay. There is a bond amount on the petition to revoke. I'm going to honor it because it's post adjudication, meaning post sentencing. I'm going to hold you on a $2,500 bond, cash. I'm going to appoint you an attorney, the Tucson City Public Defender's Office. Ordered vacating any prior, any future court dates. I'm going to give you a new court date here. Okay, so not too many acts of domestic violence. All terms of your probation. Next court date is October 1st at 1:30 p.m. So you'll see Judge Millian October 1st. Your attorney, Tucson City Public Defender's Office, will be there. As you can see, go ahead.
Judge Millie, is that the judge I had last time who gave me the like with the who I set up the plea deal with?
Yes, it should be, yes.
Okay, and court is when October?
October 1st. Okay. If you fail to appear for court, a warrant can issue for your arrest. Trial can go without you. If you're convicted at a trial in your absence, but not able to be sentenced within 90 days due to warrant status, you may lose your right to a direct appeal. You understand the consequence of failing to appear to court, Ms. Quinn?
Yeah.
All right, thank you. I'm going to enter not guilty, please, on your new charges. You're excused for today, ma'am. Good morning, ma'am. Can I get your full name, please?
Maya Lynette Brzezinski.
Thank you, Ms. Kaplinski. This is the time set for your initial appearance. I'm seeing you today on a new misdemeanor charges from Tucson City Court. They are for assault, interference with judicial proceedings, preventing the use of a telephone during an emergency. These are alleged to be domestic violence. All right, ma'am, you have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you. You have the right to hire your own attorney. In certain instances, if you cannot afford one may be appointed for you. Just give me one moment so I can review the information here. Okay. Ma'am, looks like you're pending a case out of Pima County Justice Court for the same alleged victim. I'm going to impose a bond of $50. So it will be cash or secured. I'm going to point you to the Tucson City Public Defender's Office. You'll have an attorney. If you do post that $50 or if you're released, conditions include you're not committing acts of domestic violence, no contact whatsoever with the alleged victim, which is Mr. Martel. Don't go to try to find him or anything like that. Don't go to his house or his work.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, your next court date will be September 24th. So that's next week at 1:30 p.m.
Okay, and I still
am going to my October 6th court date as well for the other.
Yeah, so you have two separate cases, now two separate courts. Okay, so you have to
Yes,
keep track of
ma'am.
both of them. If you pay that $50, it's up to you to make sure you show up to court next week. If you're still held on that $50, then the jail will make sure you get seen by the judge next week for Tucson City only. All right, if you fail to appear for court, a warrant can issue for your arrest. Trial can go without you. If you're convicted at a trial in your absence, but not able to be sentenced within 90 days due to warrant status, you may lose your right to a direct appeal. You understand the
Can I ask-
consequences of failing to show to, hold on, you understand the consequences of failing to show to court?
Yes.
Okay, I'm gonna enter not guilty, please, on your behalf. What's your question?
I was gonna ask if you were able to repeat that,
Just the whole thing?
just that last part about the child.
Okay, yes, so you have to make sure you show up to court. If you don't show up to court, a warrant can issue for your arrest. Trial can actually go without you. So if you're on warrant status, the state can say, I want to go to trial even though she's not here. Okay, so trial can go without you. If you're convicted at a trial in your absence, but not able to be sentenced within 90 days because you're still on that warrant status, you may lose certain appeal rights. So it's in your best interest to show up to court so you can make sure what's going on and get things taken care of. Okay?
Understood.
All right. And
Yes, sir.
like I said, I'm appointing you an attorney for your Tucson City case and next court dates next week.
Yes, sir.
All right. You're clear for today. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. Good morning, ma'am. Can I get your full name, please?
Nina Koga.
Thank you, Ms. Koga. This is a time set for initial appearance. I'm seeing you today on some new misdemeanor charges out of Tucson City Court for assault, criminal trespass. Instances, if you cannot afford one, will may be appointed for you.
Your Honor, we have a pending case from last year. My public defender is down at Redley. And when I was here 2 weeks ago, I think it was 2 weeks ago, the judge put that case onto the pending case that I have a court on October.
I do see that, ma'am. It looks like you have two pending cases. Like you said, one is from
Last year, I think.
last year, November of last year. The other one is from September of this year, September 3rd, and then you have a new one now.
Yeah, yes, however, when I was here last, this is the same person that would coax me into come over there. However, this time he has my purse, my phone, my wallet, my money, and few of the belongings in his apartment. Because I just checked them, they said that I didn't come in here with the purse. I just came in with my clothes and my jewelry on. That's it. So
Okay.
he has.
So, ma'am, I understand what you're saying in terms of, well, he may have some of your personal belongings with him. You're supposed to have no contact. That was your prior order that you got a couple of weeks ago. Absolutely no contact.
But
Other than to go with police escort to retrieve any personal belongings. So you may go get your personal belongings, but you can't go by yourself, all right?
Oh, okay, so we're gonna call 911? No, he told me not to do that.
No, you don't go to emergency line. You go to the local, your closest police station or sheriff's department and say, I need police escort. So it's not emergency, but that they will help with that escort to make sure you're doing it with help, not just by yourself.
Okay.
Okay. But you have 3 cases pending now, ma'am. So I'm going to impose a bond of $50, cash or secured. I'll appoint you an attorney. Tucson City Public Defender's Office is also.
But I don't have the money to buy me out.
Well, it's $50, cash or secured, whether you have it with you or whether you pay $5 and have the
I
company go down.
I need to go get my purse. That's where I have my money is. How, is there any way I can go ahead and go get go get the purse and then bring the money. And then,
I'm sure you can make a phone call, ma'am, to a friend or family member, maybe a third
I
party.
do
can
not,
figure it.
I do not know, and I don't have a friends, I don't have a family, I don't, depending on anybody. The worst case scenario, he might be able to buy me out, but I doubt it. He haven't got hold of my money because he knows my PIN number on my Direct Express.
Okay.
So there's no way I can go ahead and get the money and then bring the money back.
Well, no, I'm only doing that, ma'am, because you have open cases with the same victim. All right,
What same victims?
that's Mr. Price. Okay.
Yeah,
Not too
he-
many.
he's still-
All right,
he's-
don't argue with me,
he-
ma'am. You can talk to your attorney about all the specifics of everything, okay? Not too many acts of domestic violence, no contact with Mr. Price. You can go back with police escort only to pick up any personal belongings. It's sort of consolidating everything, which means you have only one court date you have to worry about. We're vacating October 14th. You'll see a judge next week, September 24th at 1:30 p.m. with Judge Million. You'll have an attorney, the Tucson City Public Defender's Office. Okay, so everything's together now. You have the same judge, you'll have an attorney, you'll see a judge next week. If you can't pay the $50, you'll be seen next week. If you pay the $50, up to you to make sure you show up to court next week. If you fail to appear for court, a warrant can issue for your arrest. Trial can go without you. If you're convicted at a trial in your absence, but not able to be sentenced within 90 days due to warrant status, you may lose your right to a direct appeal. You understand the consequences of failing to show to court, Ms. Coca?
No, good God. Okay, my court date is next week, you're saying?
Yes.
So if I don't, if I can come up with the bit, have somebody buy me out $50, then you will let me go?
Well, I won't let you go. The jail will let you go. And you have to show up next week.
Okay, then only person
All right, I'm gonna enter
I
non
need-
on your behalf.
is there any way I can look at my jail paper from I think like 3 years ago? I have an emergency contact number there. I can call him and then have him send the $50.
I don't have access to that, ma'am. You can call the Tucson City Public Defender's Office. That's your attorney, and they can be able to help you with some things.
Oh, that's on Seymour again. I'll let you.
All right, your excuse for today, ma'am. Thank you.
All right, come on. Yes, sir.
All right, good morning, sir. Can I get your full name, please?
Good morning. My name is Alex Gabriel Coronado.
Thank you, Mr. Coronado. This is a time set for your initial appearance. I'm seeing today for a failure to appear out of Duncan Justice Court, knowingly displaying a fictitious license plate. That's from May of 2020. Also seeing you, sir, on a new charge from Pima County Justice Court for a domestic violence offense. It is for disorderly conduct. That's a misdemeanor. And I'm not seeing you on this today, sir, but it looks like you have a hold from the Adult Probation Department in Superior Court, so you'll see a judge separately in Superior Court for that.
Okay.
You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can be used against you. You have the right to hire your own attorney. In certain instances, if you cannot afford one may be appointed for you. So I'm going to release you on these two matters on your own promise to appear for your next court date. So for the Justice Court case, do not commit any acts of domestic violence.
Okay.
You may have contact with Joey if you choose. Your next
So
court date is September 29th at 10:30 a.m. And if you're still in custody because of the felony matter, the jail will make sure you get seen for the Justice Court case.
Okay.
Okay, the Duncan Justice Court case, that one I'm going to release you on your own promise to appear for your next court date. Next court date is October 20th at 9 a.m.
A quick question on that one. To be honest, the last time I was in jail with you guys, I went ahead and went with that matter, and they had that dismissed because I'm just not allowed in Duncan no more.
Okay, so you might want to I don't know if you can make a phone call there or
I can, no big deal. I can do that.
I'm not holding you on that, but just so you know.
Okay. I was just curious. I apologize.
That's all right. Okay, and then like I said, you'll see a separate judge for your Superior Court probation matter.
Okay.
All right. Your excuse for today. Thank you, Mr. Coronado.
Thank you.
All right, good morning, sir. Can I get your full name, please?
Dario Alonso. Good morning, Judge.
Good morning. All right, Mr. Alonso, this is the time set for initial appearance. I'm seeing today on new felony charges of aggravated assault with a deadly weapon, dangerous instrument, aggravated assault, deadly weapon, dangerous instrument, domestic violence. Alleged offense dates are from June 9th of this year and August 8th of this year. Also seeing you on a misdemeanor case, sir, for misconduct involving weapons. Alleged offense dated yesterday. All right, so you have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you. You have the right to hire your own attorney. For your felony case, I'll appoint the Pima County Public Defender's Office to represent you. I need an attorney seated next to you for purpose of today. I'll be setting some release conditions for you, sir. I have reviewed the pretrial services report and the interim complaint. The state's written recommendation is a $40,000 bond. Mr. Poston, would the state like to be heard further?
No, Your Honor.
Thank you. Ms. Leon Enriquez?
And Your Honor, at this time, we are asking for a lower bond to run concurrent as well. You know, the state is asking for the 40,000. We're asking for 10,000. Doesn't appear that he has any felony priors based on pretrial services. You were just wondering.
Sorry, yeah, I do have two current jobs. I also pay rent in my house. I'm the only one in the household. And those are my only two forms of income that I think need to.
And Your Honor, from pretrial services, it does show that his grandmother was willing to assume third party for him. He is a lifelong resident. As he stated, he does have two jobs. And civil.
All right, thank you. Our court does believe a bond is appropriate in this matter, given the alleged use of a weapon. Mr. Alonso, I'm going to hold you on a $10,000 bond, cash or secured, released to pretrial services if that bond is posted. No drugs, no alcohol, no weapons whatsoever. Any monitoring or treatment is directed by pretrial. No acts of domestic violence. No contact with any alleged victims. That includes Susie, as well as the other individual. Do not try to go find them or anything like that while your case is pending, whether while you're in jail or out of custody. Next court date will be a preliminary hearing on September 29th at 10:30 a.m. If you fail to appear for court, sir, a warrant can issue for your arrest. And then for the city court case, sir, I'm going to appoint you to the Tucson City Public Defender's Office. You'll have an attorney on both your cases. I'm going to release you on that one, so there's no bond on the city court misdemeanor. The only condition for that is no weapons while your case is pending. Next court date is November 21st at 9 a.m. at the Tucson City Court. That one is pushed back far, sir, because they want to see what's going on with your felony case. That's why they pushed that one back. Like I said, if you fail to appear for court, warrants can issue for your arrest. Trial can go without you. If you're convicted at a trial in your absence, but not able to be sentenced within 90 days due to warrant status, you may lose your right to a direct appeal. Do you understand the consequences of failing to show to court, sir?
I understand.
Thank you. Your excuse for today, Mr. Alonso.
Thank you.
Chavez.
All right. Good morning, sir. Can I get your full name, please?
Raul Chavez.
Thank you, Mr. Chavez. This is the time set for initial appearance. I'm seeing you today on new felony charges from a justice court warrant, kidnapping, 2 counts, aggravated assault with a deadly weapon, 2 counts, as well as aggravated assault temporary with substantial disfigurement. These are alleged to have occurred August 15th and 16th of this year. Right, so you have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you. You have the right to hire an attorney. In certain instances, if you cannot afford one, one may be appointed for you. I'm going to appoint Bobby Berry to represent you, and you have an attorney seated next to you for purpose of today. I'm going to be setting some release conditions for you, sir. I have reviewed the pretrial services report, the interim complaint, or excuse me, there's no interim complaint. I reviewed the JP warrant. The warrant amount is $75,000. Mr. Poston, looks like the state's written recommendation is the warrant amount 75,000. I'm wondering if the state is requesting a no bond hearing instead.
Yes, Your Honor. State modifies to no bond and would and expects the court will just go ahead and set that hearing.
Okay, thank you. Ms. Leon Enriquez?
Your Honor, I don't know that we have much say in that.
Okay, thank you. All right, so Mr. Chavez, Arizona Constitution says that when someone is pending a felony matter and they get arrested on a new felony matter, they can request that no bond hearing. It's not automatic, they just request it and then the hearing is set. At that point, they'll either argue for bond or they'll have witness testimony to establish whether you should be held without bond. So we'll set a no bond hearing September 22nd at 2:30. That's next Monday. So we'll be transported to Superior Court for that hearing, sir. Then you'll find out if they're going to argue for bond or if they'll actually have witness testimony. And Ms. Berry should be there for that. The preliminary hearing date is September 29th at 1:30 p.m. All right. If you fail to appear for court, sir, a warrant can issue for your arrest. Do you understand all that, Mr. Chavez?
Sure.
All right, thank you. Your excuse for today. All right, good morning, sir. Can I get your full name, please?
Dent.
And thank you, Mr. Dent. This is the time set for your initial appearance. I'm seeing today on two separate matters. You have a failure to appear at a Pima County Justice Court for driving under the influence. That is from March of 2023. Or excuse me, that is from October of 2019. The failure to appear was from 2023. And then I'm seeing on new felony charges of possession of narcotic drugs and possession of drug paraphernalia. Those are felonies. All right, you have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you. You have the right to hire your own attorney. On your felony matter, I'm going to appoint the Pima County Public Defender's Office to represent you and even an attorney seated next to you for purpose of today. I'll be setting some release conditions for you, sir. I have reviewed the pretrial services report and the interim complaint. The state's written recommendation is release to pretrial screen for steps. Mr. Poston, is that correct?
Yes.
All right, thank you. Ms. Leon Enriquez?
We have no objection to that, Your Honor.
All
Thank
right.
you. Thank
Mr.
you, Your Honor.
Dent, you may be eligible to participate in a drug treatment diversion program. Are you interested?
Yes.
So, sir, that program is called STEPS. The state does a screening to see if you qualify for that program. So I'll set you a STEPS hearing September 24th at 9 a.m. So that's next week, next Wednesday. Today's Wednesday. Next Wednesday's that's STEPS hearing. So you'll find out if you qualify for the program. If you do and you participate in it, you complete it successfully, they will dismiss the felony charges.
Thank you.
Make sure you show up to that court date next week, sir. If you don't, they don't consider you for the program. So please make sure you show up next Wednesday at Superior Court. I'm going to release you to pretrial services. You have to keep in contact with pretrial services as frequently as they ask you to.
Okay.
Is it Leon Enriquez, waive time for the preliminary hearing date?
Oh, thank you. Thank you so much, Your Honor.
You're welcome, sir. I'm not quite done yet, though. No drugs, no alcohol, no weapons, any monitoring or treatment as pretrial directs you to. They're very hands-on, sir, regarding the steps. They'll give you a lot of reminders, so please make sure you keep in contact with them.
Okay.
Regarding your justice court case, I think you were previously appointed Christian Salter, so it's sort of reappointing Mr. Salter to represent you on that one. Since you're on pretrial for the new case, I'm going to release you on your own recognizance. I'm not going to hold you on the DUI. You got to get that taken care of, sir. It's quite an old case.
Okay,
It's a review hearing, so it might be post adjudication. You might be just dealing with some classes or something on that one. All right, so do not drive without a valid driver's license, of course. Next court date is October 17th at 9 a.m. at the Justice Court. So when you get out of jail today, sir, you'll get 2 sheets of paper. One will be about that steps, that's next week. And then the other one is going to be about the DUI Justice Court. That one, next court date is October 17th.
all right.
Just need to make sure that you're in because if you don't, that program can go away, so. Just contact pre-con services from you.
But by
Christian Salter. And you'll get the information for you.
thanks, Your Honor.
Yeah.
So.
All right, good morning. Can I get your full name, please?
That's you, Janucci.
Mr. Danucci, this is the time set for your initial appearance. I'm seeing you today on a new felony charge of aggravated driving under the influence. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can be used against you. You have the right to hire your own attorney. I'm going to appoint the Pima County Public Defender's Office to represent you, and even an attorney seated next to you for purpose of today. I'll be setting some release conditions for you, sir. I have reviewed the pretrial services report and the interim complaint. The state's written recommendation is a $5,000 bond. Mr. Poston, would the state like to be heard further?
Your Honor, this is a DUI whilst the individual is on release for a DUI. Incredibly poor performance on the SFSTs. The PBT put him over 0.12 both times. And he's suspended for a misdemeanor DUI pending out of Tucson City Court. 5,000.
All right, thank you. Ms. Leon Enriquez?
Your Honor, if Your Honor is not willing to release him to pretrial services, we would ask for a bond of no more than 1,500. He does not have any felony priors, no failures to appear. So thank you.
All right, thank you. All right, court will impose a bond of $1,000, cash or secured. That's based on Mr. Danucci currently pending a DUI right now. Release to pretrial if that bond is posted, sir. You have to keep in contact with pretrials frequently as they ask you to. Do not drive without a valid driver's license. No drugs, no alcohol, no weapons. Your next court date is a preliminary hearing on September 29th at 1:30 p.m. That date may or may not go forward, sir, so please keep in contact with your attorney, the public defender's office. If you fail to appear for court, a warrant can issue for your arrest. You understand all that, Mr. Danucci?
Yes.
All right, thank you, sir. Your excuse for today.
If you do post, make sure. If
All right, good morning, sir. Can I get your full name, please?
My name is Andre Garcia, ma'am.
The middle name, is it Francesco?
Francesco, yes,
All right,
yes, Your
thank
Honor.
you. Mr. Garcia, this is the time set for initial appearance. I'm seeing you on a felony charge of aggravated assault, temporary but substantial disfigurement. Alleged offense date is August 12th of this year. All right, sir, you have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you. You have the right to hire an attorney. I'm going to appoint the Pima County Public Defender's Office to represent you, and you have an attorney seated next to you for purpose of today. I'll be setting some release conditions for you, sir. I have reviewed the pretrial services report and the interim complaint. The state's written recommendation is a $25,000 bond. Mr. Poston, would the state like to be heard further?
Your Honor, without any physical provocation, the defendant punched the victim in the face, breaking his orbital bones and injuring his eye. Your Honor, the state doesn't have any information whether or not this person has lost any vision in his eye. It certainly qualifies as a very severe injury. State believes this person has demonstrated he is a risk to reoffend, and there is CCTV showing the incident, and the defendant admitted as such. It would appear, therefore, the state believes that the person is a flight risk, as there is a very high likelihood of conviction here. 25,000.
All right, thank you. Ms. Leon Enriquez?
Your Honor, and at this time, we would ask either release to pretrial services or no more than a $2,500 bond. Mr. Garcia has been in Tucson for 18 years. He is a business owner. He has stable housing. From pretrial services, his girlfriend indicated that she was willing to assume third party. Additionally, his criminal history dates back to 2019 for an act DUI where I believe he completed probation or that was discharged. From the complaint that was filed, it did look like Mr. Garcia what's alleged is that he was drinking with a friend and things did get out of control. So again, we're asking for either release to pretrial services or no more than a $2,500 bond.
Judge, it doesn't appear that the victim was the friend. It appears that he just punched somebody.
That was my understanding of reviewing the interim. But the victim was drinking with a friend. Okay. All right, the court does believe a bond is appropriate in this matter. Mr. Garcia, I'm going to hold you on a $5,000 bond, cash or secured, release to pretrial services if that bond is posted. If you post that bond, sir, absolutely no drugs, no alcohol, no weapons, any monitoring or treatment is directed by pretrial, no contact with the alleged victim, don't try to go find them or anything like that. Your next court date is a preliminary hearing on September 29th at 1:30 p.m. That date may or may not go forward, so please keep in contact with your attorney, the public defender's office. If you fail to appear for court, a warrant can issue for your arrest. You understand all that, Mr. Garcia?
Yes, Your Honor.
Your excuse for today.
Venus.
All right, good afternoon, sir. Or good morning, sir. Can I get your full name, please?
Christopher Joseph Godinez.
Thank you, Mr. Godinez. This is the time set for initial appearance. I'm seeing you today on two separate matters. You have a failure to appear at a Tucson City Court for an assault that occurred on or about January of this year. And then you have some new offenses, sir, that you're arrested for felonies: burglary in the third degree, drug paraphernalia, possession of burglary tools, and criminal trespass in the first degree. All right, you have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can be used against you. You have the right to hire your own attorney. For your new felony case, I'll appoint the Pima County Public Defender's Office to represent you. Name an attorney seated next to you for purpose of today. I'll be setting some release conditions for you, sir. I have reviewed the pretrial services report and the interim complaint. The state's written recommendation is a $15,000 bond on the felony case. Mr. Poston, would the state like to be heard further?
Your Honor.
Great, thank you. Ms. Leon Enriquez?
Your Honor, we would be asking for no more than a $2,500 bond. He is a lifelong resident. He does have priors, however, they're 8 to 30 years old. This is a nonviolent case. Thank you.
Thank you.
State would ask the court to pay particular attention to the S on the NVCA and the 6 and 5.
Thank you. Court does believe a bond is appropriate. Impose a bond of $2,500, cash or secured, release to pretrial services if that bond is posted. So if you post that bond, if you're released, no drugs, no alcohol, no weapons, no contact with any alleged victims, do not return to that incident location. Your next court date is a preliminary hearing on September 29th at 1:30 p.m.
I'm sorry, Your Honor, can I have that date again?
September 29th at 1:30 p.m. All right, and your Tucson City Court case, sir, that one's a failure to appear, so I will impose a bond of $50, cash or secured. I'm appointing you to Tucson City Public Defender's Office. You'll have an attorney on both your cases, sir. No contact with any alleged victim. Don't try to go find them. Your next court date is next week, September 26th at 1:45 p.m. for the Tucson City Court case. All right, as you can see, when you fail to appear for court, warrants can issue for your arrest. You understand all that, Mr. Godinez?
Yeah.
All right, thank you, sir. You're excused for today.
You've got a bond. If you pay the bond, which would be 2550, 2500 plus 15, then you were released.
All right, good morning, ma'am. Can I get your full name, please?
Jennifer Eugene Haig.
Thank you, Ms. Haig. This is a time set for your initial appearance. I'm seeing you on multiple matters this morning. You have a post indictment CR 2025-4213 for a felony shoplifting. Alleged offense date is August of this year. You also have a new misdemeanor charge from Pima County Justice Court for a trespass and drug paraphernalia. Those are misdemeanors. Then you have failures to appear out of Pima County Justice Court for paraphernalia, trespass, additional count of trespass. Those are from July and August of this year. All right, you have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can be used against you. You have the right to hire your own attorney. In certain instances, if you cannot afford one may be appointed for you. On your felony case, ma'am, I'm going to appoint you an attorney, Mr. Douglas Taylor, and you have an attorney seated next to you for purpose of today. I'll be setting some release conditions for you, ma'am. I have reviewed the pretrial services report. There is no interim complaint. The warrant amount for the failure to appear for initial appearance arraignment was $5,000. The state's written recommendation is that $5,000. Mr. Poston, would the state like to be heard further?
Other than to note the defendant is a 6 out of 6, 5 citations within the last 2 months, substantial misto record.
All right, thank you. Ms. Leon Enriquez?
Yeah, no, we're asking for a $1,000 bond. Ms. Haig just has the one prior for simple possession. I know she has the misdemeanors, but as far as the felony, we're asking for the 1,000.
All right, thank you. And my apologies, I believe it was, she failed to appear in arraignment, not an initial appearance arraignment, just the arraignment. All right. The other Ms. Haig was previously released to pretrial, failing to appear for court date. Do you believe a bond is appropriate? I'll impose a bond of $1,000, cash or secured. Released to pretrial if bond is posted. No drugs, no alcohol, no weapons. Any monitoring or treatment as directed. No contact with the alleged business victim. Do not return to instant location. Next court date, ma'am, is next Wednesday, September 24th at 1:30 p.m. And that's for an arraignment. Okay, on your justice court cases, because of the failures to appear and the new charge, I will impose a bond of $250. It will be concurrent on all 3 matters, the 2 failures to appear as well as the new charge, cash or secured. Again, no contact with any alleged victims. Do not return to any incident locations. Next court date is tomorrow, September 18th at 1 p.m. So you'll see a judge as early as tomorrow. I'm going to appoint Brent Cicero to represent you on your justice court cases. All right, ma'am, as you can see, if you fail to appear for court, warrants can issue for your arrest. Do you understand all that, Ms. Haig?
I think so. So I won't be released today?
No, you'll see a judge as early as tomorrow for your justice court case. You'll have Mr. Cicero to represent you on that one. And then next Wednesday, you'll see a judge on your felony case.
When? Tomorrow?
Tomorrow for justice court and next Wednesday for your felony case. All right, you're excused for today. Thank you.
Bartley.
Hi, good morning, sir. Can I get your full name, please? Thank you, Mr. Hartley. This is a time set for initial appearance. I'm seeing you today on new felony charges of criminal damage and aggravated assault, temporary but substantial disfigurement. All right, sir, you have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you. You have the right to hire your own attorney. You can appoint the Pima County Public Defender's Office to represent you. You have an attorney seated next to you for purpose of today. I'll be setting some release conditions for you, sir. I have reviewed the pretrial services report and the interim complaint. The state's written recommendation is a $10,000 bond. Mr. Poston, would the state like to be heard further?
Your Honor, this individual allegedly caused an accident in which both parties were taken to the ER. The victim has at least a broken shoulder, upwards of 30,000 in property damage. The defendant performed very poorly on the field sobriety tests and made statements consistent with the use of opioids or opiates. The state believes he is a risk and therefore should be held on the bond. Thank you.
All right, thank you, Mr. Poston. Ms. Leona Enriquez?
Yeah, no, we're asking release to pretrial services. Mr. Hartley has been in Tucson for 14 years. He's disabled. He has no prior DUIs. From what I read in the complaint, this was a HGNQs. PBT showed no alcohol. I don't see that they conducted any drug test in this case. So we're asking for release to pretrial services.
All right, thank you.
Your Honor, the state would note in the interim complaint noting there were signs, symptoms, and statements unprompted by the defendant apparently alluding to opioids or opiates being on board.
And I understood that he was taking medication to prevent the use of opioids. Yeah.
Just reviewing the interim complaint again, it does show that Mr. Hartley denied using any drugs or alcohol, but acknowledged using a opiate blocker that was given to him, prescribed to him.
And Your Honor, Mr. Hartley does indicate that his wife, since she's sick, is also disabled and having some issues. And he's the one that helps her.
All right. Sir, I'm going to release you to pretrial services. You're getting out of jail today, sir. You have to keep in contact with pretrial services as frequently as they ask you to. If you do not, the next judge is going to hear about it. They could revoke your release conditions. That's very important. Please keep in contact with them. Do not drive without a valid driver's license, no drugs or alcohol, no weapons whatsoever, no contact with the alleged victim in the case. Don't try to go find them or anything like that. Your next court date, sir, is October 7th at 1:30 p.m. for a preliminary hearing. That date may or may not go forward, so please keep in contact with your attorney, the public defender's office. If you fail to appear for court, sir, a warrant can issue for your arrest. You understand all that, Mr. Hartley?
Yes, ma'am. Thank you, Your Honor. Thank you.
You're welcome, sir. Good luck to you if you're excused for today.
Thank you.
So as soon as you're released, you need to contact them and stay in contact with them. You can talk to just your attorney.
Definitely will. Let's go.
Excuse me. I have some what you mentioned that I tried to call, but they told me I wasn't in the same thing. I didn't went down to the office. And they also told me that I would need to go down to the sheriff's office and I did all that. And they couldn't find me all of them. My mom said, and I can look after it.
All right, good morning, sir. Can I get your full name, please?
Ignacio Ari Lomelí.
All right, thank you, Mr. Lomeli. This is the time set for your initial appearance. I'm seeing you today on some new felony charges: possession of dangerous drugs, possession of narcotic drugs, possession of drug paraphernalia. Also seeing you out of Tucson City Court for a post-adjudicated matter. The petition to revoke probation. It is alleged that on July 9th of 25, you're adjudicated guilty of assault, domestic violence, 2 counts, both class 1 misdemeanors, that you were sentenced to probation for 2 years. That you were given in written terms and conditions. Let me read the allegations here, sir. That on or about July 16th of this year, that you committed a new offense of disorderly conduct, fighting. On or about July 22nd, committing the offense of theft, shoplifting, and criminal trespass. And on or about July 25th, committing the offense of drug paraphernalia. On or about July 9th, that you failed to report to adult probation within 72 hours of your sentencing. on or about July 16th, 22nd, 25th, that you had law enforcement contact and failed to report that to adult probation. And on or about July 30th, that you failed to report to adult probation as directed. And on or about July 9th, that you failed to provide your current address to the probation department. I'm going to enter denials on your behalf for all those allegations out of Tucson City Court.
Yeah, I had a,
Right.
Can I
Hold on. Let me
mention
say
that?
all my, let me say all my things and then I'll let you speak at the end. All right. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you. You have the right to hire your own attorney. I'm going to appoint the Pima County Public Defender's Office to represent you on your new felony charges. I'm also going to appoint the Tucson City Public Defender's Office for your city court charges. All right. I have to set some release conditions for you, sir. And you also have an attorney seated next to you for today. We're going to start with the felonies first, which are the drug charges. I have reviewed the pretrial services report and the interim complaint. The state's written recommendation is a $2,500 bond. Mr. Poston, would the state like to be heard further?
State submits.
All right, thank you. And Ms. Leon Enriquez?
Your Honor, we would ask for a nominal bond, especially if the court is inclined to impose a bond in the probation violation case. As this is a steps case, simple possession.
yeah, but Your Honor, like I went down to the probation office. I called them twice. They recommended me to go down to the sheriff's office, fill out a packet. Like, that's all. You can look into that. You can call and ask. Like, I'm not lying about that. And they told me I was not in the system. And I even went to an officer and asked, like, on the streets of Tucson, and I said, hey, can you run my name? They told me they have no warrants. Like, you can even have an officer call them right now and ask them to run my name or whatever. And it was not popping up in the system at all. So I was like, I thought that it just was, I don't know what happened. I called down here and they kept telling me, yes, you have probation. And I kept calling the probation office and it's telling me no. So that's where I was stuck at.
I'm not sure if that makes sense to me because it looks like Judge Millian signed off on the order to revoke probation August 8th of this year and you were sentenced in July. So at the minimum, you should have reported to them within 3 days of your sentencing in July. Of
I
this year.
did. I mean, I was not popping up. They told me that I was not in the system. And I take care of my mom. She's handicapped. I mean, it's not like I'm just out there running around.
Well, let's talk about your drug case first, sir, before we go to the probation domestic violence case. All right, so they are drug charges, sir. You may or may not be eligible to participate in a drug treatment diversion program. The state does a screening. They'll look at your past criminal history and some other things. Would you be interested for at least a screening to see if you qualify for this?
Yeah, I would like to go to rehab. Yeah, for sure.
So that program is called STEPS. I will set you a STEPS hearing for next Wednesday, September 24th at 9 a.m. So you'll find out next week, sir, if you qualify for the program. I'll set a bond of $500, cash or secured. Release to pretrial services if that bond is posted on the felony case. No drugs, no alcohol, no weapons. Any monitoring or treatment is directed by pretrial and must not leave Pima County without further order of the court. The preliminary hearing date is September 29th at 1:30 p.m. All right, and then on your Tucson City Court case, sir, I'm going to honor the bond amount that's on the warrant, which is $2,500 cash.
That's 5,000. 500
3,000.
total.
Yeah, it's the 500 on the felony.
Yeah, there's two 2,500 ones.
Are those concurrent on the city court, Your Honor?
It's just 2,500 total, so
Just total?
500 on the, no, on the city court, sorry, 500 on the felony and then 2,500 on the city.
So there's no way I'll get a release from over fairness. I was coming to court every time.
Right, but you've got two different jurisdictions, the city court and the
So it's gonna be 25, it's gonna be 3,000 total. Okay, is there any way I can do, like, you can lower the 2,500 to 1,500 so I can pay 2,000? Possibly?
You can talk to Judge Millian about that. All right. So on the city court case, it'll be 2,500 cash, which is the amount on the warrant. Commit no acts of domestic violence, no contact with any alleged victims. All right, next court date for city court is October 1st at 1:30 p.m. with Judge Millian. She's your sentencing judge, so she has a lot more information about what's going on and your terms of probation. So
That's what we do.
if I didn't say this already, I'm pointing at Tucson City Public Defender's Office. So you'll have an attorney on both your cases and the petition to revoke is scanned to the jail, so you'll see a copy.
Thank you.
Sir, can I get your full name, please?
Brian Angelo Man.
Mr. Mann, this is the time set for initial appearance. I'm seeing today on two post indictment matters from Pima County Superior Court. You have CR 2025-4010. The charges are for possession of dangerous drugs and drug paraphernalia. Alleged offense date is May 19th of 25. Also for Pima County Superior Court, CR 2025-3342. Alleged offenses are possession of narcotic drugs and drug paraphernalia. Alleged offense date is May 30th of 25. And then from Tucson City Court case, sir, you have failures to appear for endangerment, domestic violence, and drug paraphernalia, assault, disorderly conduct, contributing to a delinquency of a minor, reckless driving. And then you have a new misdemeanor charge of drug paraphernalia out of Tucson City Court. All right, you have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you. You have the right to hire your own attorney. For your felony cases, I'll appoint the Pima County Public Defender's Office to represent you. Name an attorney seated next to you for purpose of today. I will be setting some release conditions for you, sir. I have reviewed the pretrial services report. There is no interim complaint. There are bond amounts on the warrants for the two post-indictment matters. The state's written recommendation is to be $500 on one and $5,000 on the other. Mr. Poston, would the state like to be heard further?
No, Your Honor, I believe those are the warrant amounts listed.
All right, thank you. I'm just noting, looks like in CR 2025-4010, Mr. Mann previously posted bond on that case. Okay, Ms. Leon Enriquez?
And Your Honor, we would be asking for $500 bonds on each of those. These are simple possession cases. It does look like as the 2025-3342 case had been a dismissal and then a refile. So I believe he indicated he didn't have notice of that one. He's also a lifelong resident, has stable housing. Pretrial services report says he is employed, and his mother-in-law indicated she was willing to assume third party. So he has stable housing.
All right, thank you. And just confirming, looks like the warrant amount on the CR 2025-4010 was $2,500, and Mr. Mann posted a $100 bond on that case. Yeah, there's a mistake on the pretrial services report on the warrant amount. All right. All right, court will impose a bond of $500. It'll be cash or secured. Release to pretrial services if bond is posted. They will be concurrent. So your next court date is going to be September 24th at 1:30 p.m. for a arraignment. So if you post that bond, you'd be released to pretrial. You have to keep in contact with them as frequently as they ask you to. No drugs, no alcohol, no weapons, any monitoring or treatment as directed. That $100, I don't know who posted it for you, if it was you or another family member, but it's going through forfeiture proceedings. So that's what happens if you fail to appear for court after someone posts bond for you, they can lose that money. All right, so it's very important you show up to court, sir. All right, for your Tucson City Court case, looks like you also had a bond that was posted previously. So that case is also going through forfeiture proceedings. All right, I'm going to pose a bond of $500 on your city court case as well. I'm going to appoint you Tucson City Public Defender's Office to represent you. If you post that bond or if you're released, no drugs, no alcohol, no contact with any alleged victims, do not drive without a valid driver's license. Next court date is September 26th. That's next week at 1:45 p.m. If you're still in custody, sir, you'll be seen, but the jail will make sure you get seen. Your attorney, Tucson City Public Defender's Office will be there. If you post those bonds, it's up to you to make sure you show up to court, sir. If you don't, as you can see, warrants can issue for your arrest. Trial can even go in your absence if you're convicted at a trial in your absence, but not able to be sentenced within 90 days due to warrant status. You may lose your right to a direct appeal. Do you understand the consequences of failing to show to court, Mr. Mann?
I do. Thank you.
Enter not guilty, please, on your behalf for the new misdemeanor charge. You're excused for today.
There's no Noriega, right? No Noriega.
No, sorry.
Thank you.
All right, good morning, sir. Can I get your full name, please?
Johnny Wayne Solid.
Thank you, Mr. Solly. This is the time set for initial appearance. I'm seeing you today on new felony charges of possession of narcotic drugs, possession of drug paraphernalia. All right, sir, you have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can be used against you. You have the right to hire your own attorney. I'm going to appoint the Pima County Public Defender's Office to represent you, and even an attorney seated next to you for purpose of today. I'll be setting some release conditions for you, sir. I have reviewed the pretrial services report and the interim complaint. State's written recommendation is released to pretrial screen for steps. Mr. Poston, is that correct?
Yes.
Thank you. Ms. Leon Enriquez,
We have no objection, Your Honor.
and waive time for the preliminary hearing date.
Yes.
Mr. Solly, you may be eligible to participate in a drug treatment diversion program. Would you be interested?
Yeah.
Okay, so that program is called STEPS. The state does a screening to see if you qualify for it. So I will set you a STEPS hearing for next Wednesday, September 24th at 9 a.m. at the Superior Courthouse. So you'll find out next week when you show up if you qualify for the program. If you qualify for it, if you complete it successfully, then they will dismiss the felony charges. If you don't show up for your hearing, sir, though, they're not going to consider you for the program. So please make sure you show up. I'm going to
Okay.
release you to pretrial services. You have to keep in contact with pretrial as frequently as they ask you to. They're very hands-on regarding the STEPS program. They'll send you lots of reminders and things. So please keep in contact with them. No drugs, no alcohol, or your case is pending, no weapons. The preliminary hearing date is pushed back to November 3rd at 1:30 p.m. That's so you have time to participate in the program, sir. All right, make sure you show up next week to court so you can see if you can participate in that diversion program.
Okay, I will.
You're excused for today. Thank you.
So as soon as you're contact pretrial services, you can see, make sure that you're attending here, because if you don't, that program goes away. Then you're not right there. Okay. Very good.
All right, good morning, sir. Can I get your full name, please?
Robert Valdez.
Thank you, Mr. Valdez. This is a time set for initial appearance. I'm seeing today out of, there are a couple different matters. You have a post indictment matter, CR 2025-2682, defendant number 2. That is for charges of theft and means of transportation, 2 counts, burglary in the 3rd degree, 2 counts. Alleged offense date is from April 16th of this year. Court did note returned mail of the summons that was mailed out on that case. All right, and looks like you have new felony charges, sir, for possession of narcotic drugs, possession of dangerous drugs, and drug paraphernalia. And then you have out of Tucson City Court some failures to appear for drug paraphernalia, 1 from 2016 and 2 from 2024.
Yeah, I was even aware of it.
That there's counts of drug paraphernalia, crime trespass, drug paraphernalia, and drugs in a drug-free school zone. Okay. All right, you have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can be used against you. You have the right to hire your own attorney. In certain instances, if you cannot afford one, one may be appointed for you. On your felony matter, sir, I'll appoint the Pima County Legal Defender's Office to represent you, and your attorney seated next to you for purpose of today. I'll be setting release conditions for you on all 3 of the cases. So the new drug charges, the property offenses, the theft of means, which is post indictment, and the city court. I have reviewed the pretrial services report, the interim complaint. The state's written recommendation is a $1,500 bond for and screen for steps for the new drug charges, and then $5,000, which is the warrant amount on the theft of means. Mr. Poston, would the state like to be heard further?
No, Judge.
Thank you. And Ms. Leon Enriquez?
Your Honor, we're actually asking for release to pretrial services. It looks like the case, the 2025-2682, was a summons case, which Mr. Valdez did indicate he was not aware of the missed hearing. The other case is a simple possession case, which may be eligible for steps. He doesn't have any prior felony convictions according to the record that I've seen here. And he does have stable housing. I believe his mother was willing to assume third party and provide the housing for him.
Thank you. I do see in the pretrial services report, mother indicating she'd be willing to provide transportation as well as housing. All right, Mr. Valdez, I'm going to release you to pretrial services. That means you have to keep in contact with pretrials as frequently as they ask you to. If you do not, the next judge is going to hear about it. Your release conditions can get revoked. All right, no drugs, no alcohol, no weapons, no contact with any alleged victims of the auto theft or burglary. Don't try to go find them or anything. There is a co-defendant on the auto theft case, so no contact with any co-defendant. His name is Julian James Frazier. Your next court date for that, sir, is a arraignment, September 24th at 1:30. So that's next Wednesday. Today is Wednesday, next Wednesday, Superior Court, 3rd floor for your arraignment. And then on the new drug charges, sir, you may be eligible to participate in a drug treatment diversion program. Would you be interested?
Yeah.
Okay, so that program is called STEPS. The state does a screening to see if you qualify for it. So I will set you a STEPS hearing also for next Wednesday, September 24th at 9 a.m.
Okay.
You have a 9 a.m. and a 1:30 next Wednesday.
Sure.
Please make sure you show up next Wednesday to see if you qualify for it. If you qualify for it, you're participating in the program successfully, they will dismiss the felony charges. If you don't show up for that screening meeting next week, they may not consider you for the program. So it's very important.
Okay.
And
Thank you so much.
you're welcome. Ms. Leon Enriquez, waive time for the preliminary hearing date.
Yes, Your Honor.
The preliminary hearing date will be November 3rd at 1:30. So that's pushed out, so you have time to participate in the program if you choose and if you're eligible for it. Again, you'd be on pretrial for both of those, sir.
Okay. Thank
For your city court case, I'm going to release you on your own promise to appear for your next court date. Now you know about it. It looks like you got citations and didn't show up after getting citations way back when. So now you know about it. Make sure you make your city court date as well.
Okay.
No drugs, no alcohol.
Yes, please.
Return to any incident location. All right, next court date is going to be October 21st at 9:30 a.m. So, sir, when you get out of jail this morning, you'll get 3 sheets of paper. One will be about the arraignment for next week afternoon. One will be about that STEPS, that diversion program for drug treatment for next week. And then one will be up the city court case. So you have 3 sheets of paper, 3 court dates you have to worry about and keep track of. I know we have information that your mom is willing to provide support. I'd also encourage you outside the jail, sir, there's something called the Pima County Transition Center. They provide temporary housing. Sometimes they can get a phone and other resources. So I encourage you to stop by there.
Thank you so much.
Self appear for court, Mr. Valdez, a warrant can issue for your arrest. Do you understand all that?
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you. Your excuse for take. Love to you, sir.
So it's really in contact with services and the job here next week, but you see if you're there for this program, it will go when they want to go to you.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, thank you so much.
You're welcome.
All right. Is that everyone at the jail?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Thank you. Have a good day, everyone.
Good day.